All right, we're back and we're gonna get festive this week. Hopefully we can get ahead of the holiday crunch time by doing this particular project now. So fingers crossed that I don't get burnt out by the fact that I'm doing Christmas in October. So one of the first things I purchased when I was house hunting was a Christmas tree. I waited for the after Christmas sales as usual and purchased myself a Christmas tree at good old Walmart, and it's currently still in my parents' garage, but that's going to be one of the things that I need to decorate with this year. So with that, I have a Christmas tree, but I don't have a tree skirt. So I'm gonna be making a tree skirt for this project. It's quilted, so I feel like it counts, and it's gonna be super fun. So my mom and my grandma, and I think even my aunt, all have tree skirts made from the same fabric style, and I think my sister might even have one too, because my grandma had pre-cut some triangles all ready to go, and so I inherited a set as well. But I decided that while I would like to be coordinated in that same kind of fabric style, I want mine to be a little bit different and a little bit more modern. So I'm going to be doing the holiday Hexagon tree skirt by Angela Pingle. I've done one of her quilts before, if not multiple. I'll have to check. I did her Hidden Agenda quilt, and it was super fun. I made that one for my mom. So if I can find that, I'll drop a picture here. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna use the same kind of more vintagey fabric to create my tree skirt and have it coordinate with everyone else's, even though my mom has been talking about making a new tree skirt for herself this year. So I went ahead and I stole, with permission, the box of Christmas fabric from my parents' garage, so then I would have all the scraps to work with so that we can see where it's gonna go, because this is all hexagon, half hexagons of different ways. So I'm gonna have some that are right side up, some that are upside down, and this one's shown on a mini tree. So I need to have, so it gives, the information it gives is that I need a layer cake, a fat quarter bundle, or yardage. So it's good for any of those things. So we've got some yardage scraps in here. So I'm going to show you some of the prints. And then from there, I'm going to start playing with which ones I like, which ones I don't like. If I want to bring in some solids or some grunge to kind of modern it up a little bit as well, or see what other current prints I can find to kind of mesh with it and go from there. And then we'll get to chopping. So as you can see, this one's already just a tree skirt, already ready to go. I'm not going to cut that one up. We've got some little Santas. We've got little bears. Let's see what else is in here. Some snowmen. And then she's also organized these by different scrap sizes, which is super helpful. So we've just got scraps of different snowman variety, little tiny deer. This one is big scraps, so less than half a yard. We've got some wreaths in there. This one I think is on the tree skirt. We've got, these are half yard minimum, so there's some candy canes and different toys and some holly and little angels and another little holly one. And then see what else I find in here. Oh, 7/8 of a yard, very specific. This, I wonder if these were like for backing or something. Broadcloth scraps. I'm gonna try and see if I can find more candy canes. If I can find a picture of what I'm trying to replicate without having to dig it out of the garage already. So I'm gonna see what I can find as far as pictures from Christmas that hopefully show my parents' tree skirt, and then we'll be able to go from there. So next up, I'm gonna figure out my pieces. I'm gonna iron them out and then use my templates here. So I've got piece A, B, and C that I'm gonna need to cut out and put on cardstock. Hopefully I can find some of that, and then we'll be getting festive up in here. So at my last Whip It Wednesday, I got all my potentials all ironed out and then folded them up so I can carry them in the box. But they're all folded nice and flat, so now I need to cut some rectangles out so I can use my template pieces, which my printer does not want to print on cardstock right now. So I'll have to be playing it super careful to not lose my edges on those once I get my rectangles all cut. And then I'm gonna see how big of pieces I end up needing and how many. And I think I'm going to find some different blenders to kind of mix in just to give some break to them. I actually don't know if I'm gonna try and include grunge with this. I can't decide if it's too much for it or if it needs something that's a little more cutesier, like something with little polka dots or just some solid. So I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna see how many different hexagon shapes I can get all cut out, and then we'll go from there. So I did one round of cutting with my rectangles. I ended up with 28 whites, 14 red, and 14 green. So I think what I'm going to do is cut one more of each print of the green and the red so then they all even out, because I believe I need 84 altogether. So if I have 28 and 28, 28, 28, 28, that should all add up to what I think I need. So what I have now is all my sections laid out except for the smaller pieces that I need to cut. So I can go ahead and get these all figured out somehow to figure out how I'm going to clip them together. And then I'm going to take a picture of each chunk, figure out what pieces I want to go here, here, and then there on the bottom. So I need 2 triangles and 2 of these wedge things. Parallelogram, if I'm really testing my shapes. And then
I'll be able to start sewing my rows together. I've already had Trixie run through it once and mess up an entire section. This one right here particularly. So she is currently shut away. And so now I'm going to get the Wonder Clips, which are in the room that I just shut her in. See how swift I can be.
Okay, so today is Halloween, as you can see by my Bad Janet costume t-shirt. We went out last night, so my Halloween costume's already been worn, and so that's what's been taking up a lot of time on this process. I should be working on my tree skirt. So now what I'm gonna do is see how much I can get done by the time that this video is supposed to post. So I'm now at the point where I've got all my wedges all lined out, as you saw, and I just need to add in the little bits here and there. So I need 2 of those and 2 triangles per row or per wedge. So what I'm gonna do is start sewing my pieces that I have together. And then as I go for each wedge, I'm gonna try and see what I need to fill in. So I'm gonna cut those as I go. So I'm gonna show you one section as I sew it, but then you'll have to wait and see the rest till they're all done. So here's my first wedge. I was starting to get a little concerned that it was going to be too big once I added this last row and it was going to look kind of funny. But I think this will be a good size for a normal size Christmas tree. And so I'm going to get to work and get these other wedges finished so we can have a full tree skirt. It's still Halloween for about 6 more minutes, but I got all my wedges all done. I just sewed the last one, like last 2 seams 2 minutes ago, as I had some Halloween festivities, and I built a TV stand. And so now all I need to do is just trim up some of my seams that are a little over on some edges, and then sew almost the whole thing together. And then it's figuring out a backing, quilting this up, and getting it ready to go in the next video. So we'll see you back then.